So my next figure is going to be the Guardian. This is the Golden Age version, the original Guardian. There have been many Guardians, and many of the same Guardian, which, if you want to find out what I mean, stick around for the backstory. Now, the sculpt is fairly basic. I mean, there's not much to his uniform except his belt and his helmet. And his helmet is one of the good things about this figure. Good in that, just like the Wildcat figure, it really looks like he's wearing something, not as if it's just one piece. That's really cool, and I like that. Other than that, he's pretty bland and boring. Yellow and blue. Again, they seem to have fixed that problem of the yellow on top of other colors, and having the color below bleed through. So I'm real glad that is fixed. His accessory, he comes with his shield. Now the shield is removable, and it's nice in that it's very different. Instead of just the clip elastic straps, they're actually molded leather. Well, not leather, but molded to look like leather straps. His arm fits into it very well, like so. So, should you get him? Well, yeah, I think most people, only if you're looking to get the camo piece that he comes with. He's not a big character. If they had done a modern variant, because he is a fairly prominent figure, or character rather, in the current Superman storyline that's going on in Action and Superman, I think it would be a lot better. This is nice. Don't get me wrong. It's great that they did this guy. But I think a modern version of him would have been better. The Guardian, whose name is James Jacob, or Jim for short, Harper, first appears in Star Spangled Comics number 7 in 1942. And he's created by Simon and Kirby, who also created another character who has no superpowers and carries a shield. Gee, I wonder who that could be. Yeah, it's Captain America, and it's pretty. He's pretty much a Captain America analog in the DC universe. But the similarities kind of end pretty soon, in that he has sidekicks that are called the Newsboy Legion, and they help him fight all sorts of Nazi saboteurs and stuff. Jim Harper is a police officer in the Suicide Slum part of Metropolis. He runs across this indestructible shield and decides to create a costumed vigilante mystery man persona around it. And with the aid of his the local kids called the Newsboy Legion, he stops Nazi saboteurs and gangsters in Suicide Slum. He does join not the Justice Society, but the All-Star Squadron, So he's a member of the All-Star Squadron. He lives out his life, and the adult Legion, Newsboy Legion, they become the brains behind Project Cadmus and Cadmus Labs. When he's dying, they transfer his memories into a clone of him, and so he gets a second life as in the body of a clone of himself. He becomes the head of security as the Guardian again for Cadmus Labs. You might recognize the name Harper. He is the great uncle of Roy Harper, who is Speedy, Arsenal, and Red Arrow at different times. And he also has a grandniece just featured recently in Robin, who was Robin's contact at the Gotham City Police Department, and has just transferred to the Metropolis Science Police. The first clone had died, but it was just revealed recently that he had actually faked his death and moved away and was helping the Golden Age vigilante Greg Saunders, who was a sheriff in Arizona or New Mexico somewhere, and he discovered that he had another new clone, which is a female clone of himself, if that makes any sense, who is a young teenage adolescent child, and he decided to become responsible for her, and he has become the field commander of the Science Police as Guardian again, and he's kind of updated his costume. That's why I think the modern version of his costume would have been better. Now, there have been other Guardians that are not been clones of him, and those are, in a pre-Crisis appearance, Mal Duncan, who is part of the Teen Titans, used his costume with an exoskeleton that gave him superpowers, but that was erased by Crisis. There's Jake Jordan, who is the Manhattan Guardian, was a hero that's sponsored by a newspaper. Now, he was created by Grant Morrison, and at a time when the original Guardian wasn't being used anywhere. But he's still around, and there's a good chance that they will meet up sometime. Now, as for powers, he really doesn't have any powers other than he's got great fighting skills and agility that he's gotten through training. And his other powers is his shield, which is made out of some unique indestructible metal. And so that pretty much does it for him and his backstory. So until next time, see ya.